Hey folks, this is your host, the one, the only, Thrifty Gamer 83 here. It's been a long time for the Wii Shop channel to be technically standing on its last legs. Nintendo has in that time re-released a mistake-prone mini red Wii, which had no Wi-Fi capabilities, no GameCube capabilities, came with Mario Kart, and really just was staggeringly asinine to what Nintendo had done. On the flip side, you have the Wii Shop channel, which has lasted into the era of the PlayStation 4, has outlasted its own Wii U first party support in gaming, and has lasted up until the Switch, the Xbox 360, the Xbox One. Wow! The Wii Shop is Nintendo's love letter to nostalgia-prone gamers. To gamers which took a look and said, hey, I like this stuff. You know what? I'm going to put my money down, and Nintendo's going to milk me like the cash cow. But you know what? It was fun for us. Nintendo knew with the Wii they had a hit on their hands, and when they just added retro gaming content to it, man oh man, we were just so happy and so enthralled in saying, Nintendo, thank you, Nintendo. Thank you. You wrote a love letter to us. And you said, hey, we're going to support this for a long time so that older gamers, newer gamers, those getting the secondhand hand-me-downs of the Wii, little brothers and stuff like that, little sisters, and you would just say, wow, thank you, Nintendo. Thank you. Being 34 years old, just seeing the games that Nintendo put in some 12 years ago for the Wii Shop is just like, holy heck. Thank you, Nintendo. Thank you. You've given me something that I remember playing with family members. I remember playing Double Dragon. I remember playing Final Fantasy. Some titles that we liked, maybe they didn't get a release. Other titles, like, say, third-party games like Lit, got an official release. And I can remember Lit being one of those games that I took a look at and said, you know what? I'm going to get this. I really enjoyed Lit. It was just a third-party game, survival horror, that made you think. There was no limited ammunition. If you screwed up, it was on you. And really, the Wii Shop channel, man oh man, did it have some staying power. As much as I'm a fan of the PlayStation 3, it just didn't have that immersiveness. There was no real sound that was comprehensive, that could just take you in and mystify you. With the PlayStation 3, it's blunt and to the point when you're purchasing a game. You know what you're getting, and you know what you're purchasing. And really, I can do pen and paper games on a wish list. I can do it digitally on a wish list. I liked doing the Wii and just doing pen and paper for a wish list of gaming because of that soundtrack they had running in the background. You can spend hours going through classic games and saying to yourself, you know what? I like this one. I'll write it down or I'll record on a wish list. The Wii U didn't have that. As I've said before I had nightmares with the Xbox 360, so I've not even tried an Xbox One. But when I see when I saw the Xbox 360 store, it was a jumbled mess of games, not really well curated. The PlayStation 3 had excellent curated content. The Wii, though, my heavens, the curated content and just that soundtrack, man, that will take you back. I'm so glad people have uploaded it, remixed it, put it on YouTube where it belongs to be just listened to. Nintendo, in their infinite wisdom, yes, this is a positive note of their infinite wisdom, knew that those second-hand sales and the hand-me-downs would last a good little while with the Nintendo Wii. For me, personally, when I see games on sale that I used to rent, that I used to purchase, I just look at it and I feel like a kid again, just losing hours and hours into these games. I know once PJ is born, I'm not going to have that time. As a matter of fact, the show's going to be more condensed. But someday, when PJ is around 5 or 6, I'm going to show him these games. I'm going to show him what the Wii Shop used to be. I'm going to show him what a Nintendo Wii is, what a GameCube is, and hope he likes retro gaming. If he doesn't, that's fine. If he likes newer consoles and stuff like that, that's okay. Now, when I look realistically at the Switch and at the Wii U, it doesn't have that staying power. When I look at the PlayStation 3, it also doesn't have that staying power. It just doesn't click right with me. I can get classic games from the PlayStation 3, and I do, like Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy IX, but the store doesn't have that nostalgic content that I'm used to with the Wii Shop channel. If you play classic games, you'll know what I mean. When you feel that rhythm, that song, that tempo that Nintendo kept, and you compare it to what the 360 had and what the PlayStation 3 has, it feels a little bit bare bones, as it were. But because it feels bare bones, then you know what you're getting into with the PlayStation 3 and with the Xbox 360. It's just going to be a straight, bare bones purchasing system. It's not going to enthrall you with a song. It's going to just say, well, I'm here. Do you want to buy some games? You know, you can add a digital wish list. That's okay by me, but I'm not going to have some really classy song playing in the background. I'm just going to be straight, blunt, and to the point. And as a salesman, I look at Nintendo and think, well, with this rhythm, with this soundtrack, with this feel of the Wii Shop, they built a rapport with customers. It's kind of like the old Check Me Out channel and the old promotions and content that they used to run. With just the PlayStation 3, you don't feel that. With the Xbox 360, you didn't feel that. There were gamer tags and gamer points, but really, you felt included in the curated content that Nintendo put into the Wii Shop channel. You just felt included, that Nintendo had some inclusiveness pattern to say to their consumers, hey, you like these old titles? Well, you know, we're kind of like the Disney of retro gaming. And I am still just so in shock that the Wii Shop channel, after all these years, is actually closing. I was shocked when I just, on a whim, I checked it out and I learned that not only was the Wii Shop channel closing, but as well the Wii YouTube channel had ended. This was pretty much, we've got a smart TV and it regularly has to update the firmware. And that can be aggravating to no end. So sometimes you just have to use a console to pass through that. You keep the console updated, it updates every once in a while, and it's okay. But with the Wii, I just felt nostalgia run over me. I can remember playing golf with my father in the living room of my parents' house. I can remember bringing over the Wii to my older brothers and playing frisbee golf and playing the golfing simulation again and doing boxing. Wow. That takes me back to the Wii and, of course, the packing game Wii Sports and, of course, the Wii Sports Resort. So, yeah, it goes back a ways. And this isn't just focused on the Wii Shop channel now. This is focused on how easy it was to get into the Wii itself, because you had the immersive games library, you had the backwards compatibility to play titles like Luigi's Mansion, to play titles like Mario Sunshine. I think back to it and I think, wow, the GameCube kind of flopped, but the Wii was excellent. I also feel that the GameCube underachieved because of its devotion to the PowerPC chip, but those chips were essential for the Wii, building its backwards compatibility library and also being familiar with the PowerPC architecture. And I feel it passed on to the Wii U in some small way. So yes, I do like the PowerPC chips. I recently had a Power Mac G5, which was a nice little recording system, but my father wanted it, and I gave it to him. Because to me, seeing that PowerPC and seeing the Apple, that's always been something of a status symbol to me. So when you have Nintendo using PowerPC architecture, and I find nothing wrong with the PowerPC, I find that it was probably one of the greatest secrets that Apple could ever have up its sleeves, to have all that knowledge of PowerPC architecture, as well as having Nintendo having all that knowledge and being able to pull just so many great games like Zombie U for the Wii U, and being able to have the backwards compatibility on the original Wii as well as the Wii U to have those games just at their command to be put back onto it. Then it expanded the library. And I know people really weren't happy with the Wii U, but I enjoyed it for the system that it was. It may not have had the retro flair of the Wii Shop channel. Nothing will ever come close to what Nintendo had accomplished with the Wii Shop channel. The Wii Shop channel pretty much is the standard bearer, the armor bearer of Nintendo. It really improved how people would view curated content, how they would view third-party games coming to the console, arcade titles, which you could put on the internal memory or onto an SD card, and Nintendo fully knew how to work its hardware to its finest advantage. And I look at all this, and I look at Nintendo, and I say, thank you, Nintendo, for those years of dedicated service, for giving us the Wii Shop channel, for allowing us to enjoy it for not saying when you brought out the Wii U, well, we're going to be scuttling completely the Wii Shop channel, we're going to be scuttling completely all of this, and just saying, well, we're not going to Hulk it out, we're going to keep it running. We're not going to make it a zombie process. We're going to keep the Wii Shop channel intact. We're not going to upgrade it with some blasphemous music which will destroy what brought people back to it. I can honestly say of any game purchasing screen that I want to hear the music to instead of just any demos I want to purchase, I want to hear the Wii Shop channel music. I don't care about looking at some demo video or some demo picture. I can be lost and fascinated in making a list of games on a wish list and just saying, I'm going to enjoy this, and I may not purchase the game after all. I may purchase another title on my list, but I'm just going to look at these games, listen to this music, be put back into retro nostalgiasm, and say, hey, this is cool. Now, as I said before, with the PlayStation 3, with the Xbox 360, with the Wii U, and with the Switch, I don't get that feeling of the Wii Shop channel. And I know some will say, well, this is a zombie process, this is a zombie system for Nintendo to keep up to date, to keep its store patches going, and to keep itself, I guess, artificially respirating, as it were. And it's true, Nintendo is doing that. It's just basically phasing it out slowly. It reminds me of end-of-life support for various Ubuntu releases in Linux distribution circles and cycles, as well as other end-of-life long-term support releases, like CentOS. But I'm really, really glad that Nintendo has supported it this long, that the other distributions led by example, I should say, and kept, older support and kernels around. With Nintendo, I just feel so much like saying, I've got a backlog of games. I enjoy hearing the Wii system music. I enjoy hearing the Wii Shop channel music. I enjoy hearing it when you put in a game and it gives you that demo sequence of the sound and music of what you're going to feel in the games. I'm at a loss when it comes to saying the Wii Shop channel is closing. I know some people will be like, the Wii Shop channel is closing, thank you! They're no longer supporting a zombie operating system or a zombie system at all in the console market. But you have to remember, when the Wii came out, it looked like it was going to get steamrolled completely by the PlayStation 3. Nintendo was playing the underdog. The GameCube had literally just been slowly flopping. But when they released the Wii, that saved it. Wii U, not so much, but the Wii, just the sound, the family-friendly atmosphere, the additions of Resident Evil titles later. Yeah, that sold it, as well as the backwards compatibility for said Resident Evil titles. Yeah, I know, I'm trying to do a mimic of the Capcom guy's voice, and I know it sucks, but I just enjoyed the Wii. Thank you, Nintendo. Thank you for the Wii Shop channel. Thank you for the memories. My wife and I just loved playing games like the new Super Mario Brothers Wii. We enjoyed when the game came out. We would play Super Mario Brothers Wii until 3 in the morning, and Mario Kart sometimes until 4 in the morning, whether it be online or off. Alright, folks. Rant, rave, love, hate. I've had a lot of fun doing this video. Today, let me know your thoughts and feelings on the Wii Shop channel. Have a good one. Or on the Wii in general. Really, have a good one, guys. Have a great one.